During a rally in August, just before the 2020 election, former President Donald Trump confidently told the crowd, "We will build American by American and hire American." It was a line that sounded perfectly in line with his America First rhetoric, one of the cornerstones of his political brand. However, behind this impassioned statement lies a stark contrast between his words and actions. Just months before delivering this promise, Trump's own businesses had quietly filed for more foreign worker visas than ever before in history. This isn't just a minor inconsistency. It reveals a deeper hypocrisy that undermines the very ideals Trump claimed to champion. How can a man who campaigned on closing borders and reducing immigration, while promising to create jobs for American workers, simultaneously turn to foreign labor in his own businesses? What happened to the promise of hire American by American when Trump himself was relying on cheap foreign workers to fill critical roles in his resorts and clubs? This contradiction isn't just about one individual. It's a glaring example of how political rhetoric and business interests often collide. The reality of Trump's hiring practices, especially during the crucial year of his re-election campaign, begs the question, why did he do this? And what does it reveal about his true stance on immigration and American labor? The Trump hypocrisy, words versus actions. At the heart of this contradiction lies a simple but powerful statistic. In 2019, Donald Trump's businesses filed for 209 H-2B visas. These visas are granted to foreign workers to fill seasonal, non-agricultural jobs in the United States, jobs that employers claim American workers aren't willing to take. The positions Trump sought to fill with these foreign workers spanned across multiple high-profile properties, including Mar-a-Lago in Florida, the Doral Resort in Miami, and Bedminster in New Jersey. These weren't just any jobs. They were for roles such as cooks, housekeepers, servers, and desk clerks, positions that could easily have been filled by American workers. Yet, instead of opting to hire American labor, Trump chose to bring in 209 foreign workers. The irony here is impossible to ignore. Trump, a man who campaigned on reducing immigration and ensuring that Americans were prioritized in the job market, was doing the exact opposite in his own businesses. While he touted policies that promised to close the southern border, build a wall, and reduce immigration to the United States, his resorts and clubs were actively participating in the very system he claimed to oppose. This stark contrast between Trump's public statements and private actions reflects a deeper hypocrisy within his rhetoric. On the campaign trail, Trump railed against the idea of hiring foreign workers, often blaming immigrants for taking jobs from hardworking Americans. His rhetoric painted immigrants as the enemy of American workers, often suggesting that the country was overrun by foreign laborers, particularly from Mexico and other Latin American countries. Yet, here he was, asking for more foreign workers to take on crucial roles at his properties, a direct contradiction of the promises he made to his base. Why choose foreign workers? At this point, one might ask, why would Trump, an advocate for American jobs, resort to hiring foreign workers for his businesses? One possible explanation lies in the financial incentives. Foreign workers hired through the H-2B visa program are often cheaper to employ than American workers. While it's difficult to pin down exact figures, the reality is that foreign workers are often paid less, and their contracts come with fewer rights and protections. This creates an environment where employers like Trump can save money while still fulfilling their workforce needs. Trump's decision to hire foreign workers instead of Americans is rooted in financial practicality. By hiring seasonal foreign workers, Trump's properties could ensure a steady stream of labor at a lower cost. Additionally, the H-2B visa program has strict rules that make it difficult for workers to challenge workplace conditions or seek legal recourse. If workers complain about their treatment or working conditions, they face the risk of being sent back to their home countries, eliminating the possibility of any workplace lawsuits or legal action. For an employer, this means fewer complications when it comes to labor disputes. While Trump has argued that the seasonal nature of his resorts necessitates the hiring of temporary workers, This rationale falls flat when you consider the realities of the hospitality industry in states like Florida. Seasonal jobs are, by definition, common in Florida's tourism sector. In fact, hospitality is the top industry in the state. Employers in the industry are well-versed in the cycle of seasonal work, and many businesses in Florida thrive by employing workers who come and go with the seasons. Trump's attempt to paint this as an issue that only foreign workers are willing to address is misleading. Many Americans would willingly take on seasonal work, but Trump's decision to outsource the labor rather than hire locals is a clear indicator of his priorities. The economic impact of Trump's hiring practices. Trump's reliance on foreign workers doesn't just highlight a contradiction in his personal beliefs, it has real-world consequences for the American workforce. The hospitality industry in Florida, where Trump's resorts are located, is home to a large number of American workers who rely on seasonal employment for their livelihoods. The state's economy is built on this seasonal work, and many Floridians take on temporary roles at hotels, resorts, and restaurants during peak seasons. By choosing to hire foreign workers, Trump essentially eliminated opportunities for American workers to fill these roles. While many workers in Florida are aware that seasonal work is often temporary and cyclical, they also understand that these jobs offer critical income during the high season. Trump's decision to turn to foreign labor undermines the local workforce by passing over Americans in favor of cheaper, more easily exploitable labor. Additionally, the hiring of foreign workers creates an artificial labor shortage in the local market. American workers who might have filled these roles are left without opportunities, while foreign workers are brought in to meet the demand. This, in turn, increases the pressure on local wages and reduces opportunities for upward mobility within the industry. It also discourages American workers from seeking long-term careers in the hospitality sector, knowing that their opportunities are being usurped by foreign labor. The politics of immigration and labor. At the core of this hypocrisy is the broader political issue of immigration. Donald Trump's rhetoric on immigration has long been divisive, often demonizing immigrants as criminals, job thieves, or burdens on society. He has championed policies to restrict immigration, particularly from Latin American countries, claiming that the United States needs to protect American jobs from foreign competition. However, his actions as a businessman tell a different story. By hiring foreign workers at his resorts, Trump effectively undermines his own political agenda. He has, in essence, created a system where immigration is only acceptable when it benefits his own bottom line. This hypocrisy is not just limited to his hiring practices, it extends to his broader stance on immigration. For all his talk of securing the border and keeping out foreign workers, Trump has built his business empire on the labor of those same immigrants he publicly scorned. This disconnect between Trump's political posturing and his personal business practices reflects a larger issue in American politics, the gap between political rhetoric and the reality of business interests. For many businesses, especially those in industries like hospitality, manufacturing, and agriculture, foreign workers are an essential part of the workforce. But the political conversation around immigration often overlooks this economic dependence on foreign labor. Trump's actions, therefore, are a microcosm of the contradictions inherent in the immigration debate, a debate that is more about political theater than it is about real-world solutions. Donald Trump's record-breaking reliance on foreign workers in 2019 stands as a stark contradiction to the "hire American, buy American" rhetoric he pushed during his campaign and time in office. His decision to hire 209 foreign workers, rather than American workers, exposes a glaring hypocrisy that calls into question his true stance on immigration and American labor. While he campaigned on the promise of closing the southern border and reducing immigration, his businesses profited from the very system he sought to dismantle. The reality is that Trump, like many business owners, turned to foreign workers because it was cheaper and easier for his bottom line. By choosing foreign labor over American workers, he made a conscious decision to save money despite the availability of Americans willing to take on these seasonal roles. This decision undermines the very policies he championed and highlights the complex, often contradictory relationship between politics and business. In the end, Trump's hypocrisy is not just about one man's contradictions. It's a reflection of a larger issue in American politics and business. It serves as a reminder that while political leaders may preach one thing to the public, their actions often tell a very different story. The truth about Trump's hiring practices is clear. When it came to his own business interests, Hire American was simply a slogan, not a policy.